Welcome back, everyone, to Total Nonstop Impact. Impact Talk for Impact fans. Right here on the YouTube, Twitch, and wherever you find your podcast audio. To my left, your right, the uncle is in the house. We got Mark next to me. What is up, brother?
What is up, fellas?
Then we got this crazy son bitch from across the pond, Bison. It's like 3 a.m. over there, and he's here. Thank you for being here, brother.
Is everybody wearing a hat? Holy shit! Wait, everyone has a hat on.
Come on, let's get a hat.
Backwards. All right, okay.
Yeah, dude, your hair's out of control, bro.
It is, dude. Look at this shit. It's the freaking quarantine hair, man. There's a lot of it.
It looks worse than what Matt Stryker was trying to do. Oh, I'm kidding. Love Matt Stryker.
Worse. It's like the old school Billy Gunn, right? That's like New Age Outlaws Billy Gunn. Don't fuck with me, J-Bone. Let's move on. All right.
So, I still have goosebumps from the end of that show. Wow. And we're going to get into everything Impact related later. But first, folks, like I promised, like we advertised, and as you can see down, whoops, now I just chopped off her head. No, that's not cool. So our special guest tonight, the lovely supporting wife of our, is it former X Division champion?
Yeah,
it seems so
number
awkward.
One contender. I go with number one contender, I reckon.
Yes.
Well, I guess that is definitely a improvement. So let's rewind. The number one contender who is going to headline Bound for Glory, the wife of Josh Alexander, Jade Chung, is here. Jade.
Hey. Thank you so much for having me.
Jade has a hat on too. She got the memo.
I have a. See, I did. Let's talk hats. Mine is the Canadian Strong Style, so it's obviously Josh's toque or beanie, whatever you like to call it.
Oh, that
you
is
guys are
cool.
You guys are all hiding yours. It's backwards.
But look,
there we go.
Right there.
Of course, yes.
Right there. Baby.
Yes.
Just kind of repping the whole brand, the whole roster.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah.
Gotcha. Oh yeah.
There we
Loving
go.
That. Living that.
Shoot.
Well, since we're showing off our shirts, I have to show off my collar and elbow.
Great
my
brand.
Friends over there, yes, I love them dearly. They are so amazing, and we'll get to them in a little bit. But let's talk.
Yeah.
Since you introed as Josh as the former X Division champ. So let's talk about that. Let's just talk about when he gave the title back to Scott D'Amore. I am not gonna lie. I tried so hard to hold back my tears.
Aww.
And it's something that it's hard to explain. People will just see me as it's Josh's wife, so she's going to get emotional. It is so much more than that. It's nobody will understand it but himself and me. Just basically the past 5-6 years. I've been him for 5.5 years. So for me, being there with him for the 5.5 years, getting to where he is now, it was such a trip for him. It was obstacle after obstacle, and I was basically there from day one since he stepped foot back into the ring.
Okay.
So watching his journey, slowly, and I mean slowly, climb up the ladder, and not only that, but being buried and just grasping for that rope to pull himself up. Man, yep, tears just went wild, and by the time I know it, I was just bawling. So I was a wreck. I tweeted that out. I'm a mess, and I was a mess.
What a road,
in the best way possible, though. What a wonderful story for it. We all know he's the best wrestler in the world now, but you've always known it. So to see it now and know that we know it has got to really be validating that.
Exactly. And
he's where he should be.
Yeah, and in the beginning when he first got signed, you know, people would be like, "Oh, who's this guy?" And they, of course, they're going to be, you know, they're going to question who Josh is. And
Oh.
in my heart, I just wanted to scream out, like, just watch him, just give him a chance and you will love him. So yes, my heart was crying.
I gotta be honest. I was sold after one match. Now you're gonna have to refresh me on the date on this one, but this is back when they started doing, I believe, the Twitch specials or some of those specials.
Yep.
And it was some featured match they were showing. It was parts of a cage match, or I forget what it was.
Cage match.
It was a cage match versus Sami Callahan.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And that
was that with me and Josh? Did we watch that together?
No, this goes back before that. This is before you were doing the content with him, I believe.
Okay.
And man, I just seeing that, I was now even though I believe Josh lost that match and everyone was a bloody mess.
Thank you, Critical Sting. One night only, bad intentions.
Oh, thank you, Critical Sting. Okay, yeah.
So that was I think that was also a partnership with Destiny Wrestling too here in Canada.
Yeah, Iceman coming.
Yes. And
gotta give Iceman some love. Sorry.
Shout out to the Iceman. Oh, he's a member of the family, friend of the show as well.
Oh yeah,
we love the Iceman. He's great.
Yeah, well, and he had some interesting.
Wow, he wasn't messing around.
No, he wasn't. He was really he was all full of all sorts of good stuff. But yeah, just watching your husband's journey, and of course you being right there by his side, as the classic song goes. Now what band that was, I can't remember off the top of my head because I'm old. But oh no, you know what? It's an Enough is Enough song. So I'm really dating myself there. That's like 93. Holy
You'll have to excuse J-Bone, Jade.
I'm like the elder statesman of the podcast, and I bring forth all sorts of things from decades ago.
I could make it worse and say I have zero idea of what song you're talking about.
Awkward.
That's okay. That's all right.
Jade, why you gotta come on and make everything weird?
I get
Trent said this was going to be fine. Let me text Trent real quick.
I might have to rehire.
Trent's going to say that because he's in Mexico right now, just living it up.
I know. You see his pictures, like, man, screw you, Trent.
He's on a beach with a Shirley Temple. No, I don't know. But anyways. But yeah, Josh's journey has been absolutely amazing to watch since he's entered the company. Watching him get that contract and seeing him form the tag team with Ethan Page and his amazing journey with him, and now his solo journey, which has just been an absolute blast to watch. And now main eventing one of the biggest shows of this year coming out of the pandemic. Jeez. What a blast. Seriously, what a blast.
Yeah, I can't stop smiling and just listening to you know, go back and say like where he started off, and I'm just a stupid giddy girl over here.
No, you've been so it's amazing. Look, and I say that about I'm J-Bone, so my wife is Mrs. J-Bone. And you hear people say all the time that it's great to have a wife in your corner, being loving and supportive, and back you up at what you do and in life and everything. And you have obviously been that woman for him, and that we applaud you for that. Because wrestling is a different beast. It really is. So that's props to you.
Thank you. Honestly, I always made to as many shows as I could, especially, in Canada here, I'd be before having my youngest, I would be at every single show in the audience. I rarely would watch from backstage because I loved watching it from in the crowd because I love listening to the crowd. I love listening to the chants, the walking weapon chants, which are my absolute favorite. And since the pandemic and not being able to go anywhere, and especially in Canada, there was absolutely zero wrestling. Like, we did everything late. We started everything here later than the States did. So, how could I express my support to him from all the way in Canada at home when, every weekend or so he's in the States? So I don't care. I know people are either, if they are annoyed by, my tweets about him, I don't care. Because you know what? At the end of the day, this is me cheering for Josh. This is the way I want to support him since I can't be in the crowd screaming his name. And so people, if you're just gonna have to live with it.
I love him. It's so genuine. You love to see you. It's easy to be happy for people who look genuinely happy. Like, wrestling can be such a dark, negative place. It's nice to find the light. Like, I have kids too, so I can relate, to your sacrifice and to his sacrifice. And it's a wonderful story. I mean, you will never find, at least in the community that I interact with, anyone who is not a Walking Weapon fan. Like, he's won all of our hearts and minds since, I mean, when the North rose to prominence, myself and I think a lot of others Ethan was the mouth, and we kind of thought Ethan was going to be the main piece, but little did we know that Josh was the talent of, like, his work in the ring rivals anyone in the last 2 years that I've seen in any promotion around the world. I mean, if we don't get Your Husband versus Kenny Omega, I'll riot. Like, they teased
I wanted to see
once.
it too.
They teased it that one time for a second. But Josh has just proven now that I would honestly, we say this all the time, even when you're not on. He is possibly the single best wrestler in the world right now. Him or Deanna, it's one of those two.
Thank you, guys. Yeah. And like I always said in the very beginning, before he was signed to Impact, Josh is the type of guy that you just need to let him do his thing. You just need to let him do his thing, and he will 1,000% impress you. That's it. He didn't. I feel like I'm not going to say like he was held back, because he wasn't. He did his job as a tag team wrestler, and he had a role in it. Paige had a role in it, and that's why they always worked so well as a tag team. But now I am so happy that everyone gets to see him as a singles wrestler, and I love hearing how surprised everyone gets when they hear Josh on the mic, when they see his intensity. I'm just like, finally, in my head, I just want to scream. I'm like, finally, I'm so glad. Like, everyone sees it.
And that's what it was. It wasn't that in the tag team, those things were just hidden, because you can't be everything in the tag team. And now we see that he's the next. We all know he's the next face of art. He's already the face of the company. So it's just a matter of the coronation at BFG. Sorry, Christian Cage, bye. But that's why, and that's the reason actually that originally we had told Trent, hey, can you reach out to Jade and see if she can come on, because we wanted to kind of give you a platform to let people know what you're doing in this situation. I think people sometimes don't know. They think, well, Josh Alexander, he's the X Division champion. He's in the midst of the greatest X Division run maybe of all time. He's getting ready to be the Impact World Champion. He's probably rich. That unfortunately is not. Unfortunately, that's not the reality of wrestling, right?
No, it's not yet. No. And so I do get, like, I've seen 2 tweets that I've received about, talking about, and I don't want to bring it up, but I'm going to, in hopes that this will shut people up. They will say, oh, why isn't Impact doing this? Like, listen, guys, it's not Impact's job. I'm not signed to them. My husband is. And how I want to spend my money is how I want to spend my money. Has nothing to do with them. If I could, I would have just surprised my husband and showed up in Vegas, but that's just not doable with, like, me, 2 kids trying to keep a secret, being like, yeah, okay, have a good weekend, have a great pay-per-view. Like, you know what I mean? And so
it's life.
That's super believable if that helps, if you need to use it.
So, and it, like I said, it is something much bigger. Obviously, the Impact World Championship title means so much. But not only does that title means, you know, something to us, especially for Josh and I, because we used to watch TNA, right? So we know the history, we understand the history, and we know that all the names that the title holds. It is also, and like I mentioned before, it is also all about Josh's history. So his neck history, just the entire way, him starting off as a tag team, him being a singles wrestler, him being the X Division champion. It just proves that, yes, you know, Josh, you waited that long in your career. I think it's like 16 years that he waited before he got, you know, a shot with a big company. But waiting, you know, you just keep working hard and like just don't give up on yourself, and just look at Josh. Like you'll make it. Just keep at it and just believe in yourself. And don't wait for people to believe in you, because you should be number one to yourself, right? So it's just all of that, and knowing that he's gotten to where he has. I don't want to say completely all on his own. Like, yes, there are some people who reached out a hand and everything, but I mean, the hard work, 1,000%, the hard work goes to Josh.
Absolutely.
Definitely. And can I just say, the cutest thing ever I've seen on Twitter is Jet in a ankle lock, holding out, and he was not tapping out. He was not tapping out. I'll tell you that. No, his sell was fantastic.
Well.
His sell was brilliant. Loved it. Have you seen that, boys?
You can't hear, but because I was whispering it because I didn't want to overpower his voice, but I was saying, "Do you give up? Do you give up?" And that's why he was like, no.
It was brilliant. I thought it was absolutely brilliant. I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Thank you.
Yeah, and what a journey, because when he was one half of the longest reigning tag team champions, because Ethan Page is such a tremendous mouthpiece and charismatic person, I always kind of thought that it's not a knock to Josh. Please don't take this as that he was going to eventually maybe, you know, get to that place where Josh is right now. Little did we know that he was going to take a hike. So it's as soon as that happened, it's like, okay, now it's time for Josh Alexander to shine as a solo guy. Because I was like, I can't wait to see what this guy does. And even seeing what he's been doing in companies like AAW, where Trent works, and the matches that he's put on there. He's put on some, what was the one with Freddie Ahai, an hour-long draw or whatever it was? Yeah. Crazy. That
match with Jake something was awesome. They stole the show. I won the time. I don't remember, over the summer.
It was a few months ago. Yeah.
Josh has just been. There was an upside down ankle lock from an Ultimate X at one point. Oh my gosh! It's hard to say, like, when you're in the midst of it, that this is the greatest X Division run of all time. But like that one moment, like being there and seeing it happen, like I was like 5 feet from it, was like.
Oh, you were there live?
I was.
Oh my god!
I was like, "What the fuck is happening right now?" Like, it was absolutely insane. Yeah, that man is nuts.
Yeah, he and Bill were in the front row. Yeah.
Do you ever get worried that there's going to be some limit to this upside down ankle locks?
I was so worried. I remember the very last conversation I had with him, like right before he had to get ready for the Ultimate X. He said, it's higher than I thought it would be. And I was like, oh my God.
Me
Oh
too.
my God.
I'd never
And that,
seen
you
it
know,
before.
So he said, yeah, he just said it was super high. So
Really high.
That was a great match, though, wasn't it? It really was a great match. That
He hasn't had a bad singles match. Like
God.
His tag title run as the one half of the longest reigning Impact Tag Team title champions of all time is going to be a footnote in his career at some point. It'll just be, oh right, remember when Josh Alexander was like in the North or whatever? Like, that's how it's probably going to be.
Yeah,
Seriously.
I think it will be too. Yeah, I think it will be too. Like for me, even one of Josh's best matches was in Mexico against Vikingo. Did everybody remember that match?
Oh yeah.
And still now, even though we've had the Iron Man match and all that kind of stuff, still for me now,
really,
that is one of his best matches. It's so good that match.
Well, yeah, because that match kind of came out of nowhere because he was doing the tag team stuff at that time.
That's right.
So when that was featured, it was like, oh, all right.
A lot of us have slowly opened our eyes, I think, to the fact Josh was always the star. Again, it was a different role, right? He didn't have the mic. He didn't have the whole spotlight. But once he had the whole spotlight, it was like, wow, this guy's been here the whole time. And now we're all 100% true believers.
But I think in a way, like, even though Josh wasn't showcasing all of his talent, I think that's what makes a tag team 100% like the best, right? Because you don't want to overshadow your partner. So if you have one partner that is absolutely amazing in these areas and then the other partner amazing in the other areas, that's what makes them like the best tag team, like the total package. And that's why when they split, Ethan Page died. Josh was able to, I think it was just simple for him to just turn it on and turn on what he wasn't able to for those 2 years.
Yeah. And boy, did he.
To be fair, some of the best parts, though, I remember when I interviewed Josh, I actually talked about this. Some of the best sort of kind of promos that we had from the North were actually the ones where Ethan was being absolutely ridiculous, and you had Josh in the background, just kind of like.
You get to see a little bit of like a character coming through, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I often say that. I often, when I'm watching tag team do promos and stuff like that, or I often watch the guy that's not talking. Because normally the guy that's not talking is the one which is probably selling the promo more than the one actually doing the talking, and I love that because I used to get quite a lot of that as well from Jake Chris, for instance. He used to always be in the background of Sammy's. There was a point where he was sort of kind of mimicking Sammy as the Golden Draw or whatever it was. There's all that stuff going on in the background, and actually that stuff was more interesting than what Sammy actually had to say. So, and that I found that also, like you say, with Josh in the North, that was his facial expressions, his little bits that he just threw in were just perfect, and made the whole thing so much better than just having Ethan, talking at you.
And well, Josh has a pretty good mean mugging face, so
he does. I actually like his smirk smile, that like when I say Christian was talking tonight on the mic, and you could see he's just sort of kind of like got that smirk and that all-knowing kind of like it doesn't matter because I'm going to kick your ass. That's the funny, kind of you know what I mean.
Yes, it's funny you said that because when Ace came out, Josh gave this look like. And whatever. I said to him, wow, you smiled at him like he was just like a toddler just coming in and you're just like, whatever, he's gonna do whatever. We're not gonna pay attention to him.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking. He doesn't need to actually say anything to know what he's thinking at that moment, or he could just literally get it over with a little grant, a little smirk. That's it. Just like at the end of the day, when he come out at the end of Victory Road, he's a man of few words. He didn't need to say a lot. All he had to say was "Bound for Glory," option C, and that's it. And the crowd go nuts.
What a moment.
That was
Simple.
What
Simple.
a moment.
Does the job.
Tremendous, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's talk about why we brought you here today, Jade.
I guess that's important.
It is. It is.
Well, it's fun to hang out too. So if you ever want to come back and hang out,
I'm having a blast just talking.
And Trent's not even here. You probably thought, this is going to be terrible. Like,
no, not at all. I'll talk about my husband all day. It's okay.
But
we do too, oddly enough. Hope that's not creepy. We talk about him all day too. Josh.
I thought you were saying we talk about Trent all day. I'm okay. That is weird.
Well, we talk about Trent all day too.
We talk about the length of his marriage. We talk about that regularly.
We do.
That is an ongoing joke on the podcast.
It's a short conversation. Yeah. All right. J-Bone, sorry, you were saying the reason that we have the lovely Miss Jade Chung on this evening is that we wanted to provide just yet another avenue for you to let people know what you're doing to support your husband, to be there with your children in Las Vegas on October 23rd at Bound for Glory, when Josh Alexander, in This Must Be Surreal for You, defeats Christian Cage for the Impact World Championship. That's got to be weird.
Ooh, you said it. Well, yeah. So I don't want to sound like a broken record. So you guys know the history and just why it's so important. So I did open an eBay to auction off my gear. Now the only problem is everyone that knows me really well, and by really well I mean because I'm pretty open with like me being it's not easy for me to let go of things in terms of memories. Okay, I love to keep everything. I have all the photos, I have all the DVDs, and even my husband would be like, why don't you just put it on like a hard drive or something? I'm like, I can't, because the artwork is it's the artwork. And look, I was on this DVD, you know what I mean? And so every little thing I love to keep. It's a terrible trait. But anyway, so a lot of fans know that of me, is that I like to keep everything, and I've never ever sold any of my gear. I've never tossed it. I've kept every single thing. So fast forward to now and me putting it on eBay, I'm getting so many DMs of people saying, how else can we help you? We don't want you to part with your gear. So the last I checked, the gear has been up for a few days. Last I checked was this afternoon. There's still 0 bids. And I'm like, guys, it's okay. I've come to terms. I'm okay with letting it go to make new memories. And I'm still getting DMs today. Like, is there some other way that we can help? I really don't want you to sell your gear. You should really keep that. They mean something to you. And so I'm just like, I'm stuck. Like, I don't know. And people have been so gracious in, wanting to just donate money. And it just hurts my soul, because I feel like if you're going to donate money, I feel like you should have something in return. So now I'm thinking, like, what should I do? Should I just like take my gear down and just, not put it up? Because everyone is still just messaging me about, other ways to help. Just keep your gear. Just keep your gear. So that's where I'm at. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it up and we'll see where we go from there. But for everyone else, retweets, likes, comments, that is still so supportive as well. Or getting a t-shirt from my pro wrestling store. I'm going to have a new t-shirt coming out hopefully pretty soon, maybe by the weekend, that I can add to the store. And yeah, I'm speechless because I didn't expect all of the love and support from so many fans, and not only fans, but also, fellow workers too. So it's really sweet to just receiving love. It's you guys, I'm gonna start crying.
So the gear is for sale on eBay, which
Yes.
we will put the links in the chat. We'll get those out. We'll also put them in the description of this. We'll tweet all that out. You guys can see that you can find Jade at Jade Chung 11 on Twitter, which she has links to the gear. I am sure that we can come up with something else. We have a month. Yeah. Hey, look, you've got a great brainstorming session right here. I'm sure we can come up with an idea. We'll talk to Trent and see what we can think of. I already have an idea, and maybe we can work on something to see if we can't fundraise a little bit of cash here. That won't
gosh.
It won't be a charity. People just giving you money. Maybe we could do something here.
You guys are so sweet.
Our community is very supportive. We've built a wonderful community that's like family here. So I guarantee you we can rally the troops.
Thank you. And I'd like to also mention too, which is why I'm wearing my uber cool collar and elbow shirt. So with the gear going up for auction, each winner, so there's 3 sets of gear, each winner will receive a t-shirt from Collar and Elbow. Not only that, my friend Twans, who is a big supporter of the wrestling community, and a huge fan of wrestling as well, she is also going to donate one of my t-shirts, and send it to each winner as well. So like I said, the support, I am just overwhelmed, and I'm just speechless. And all I can say is thank you with a big smile on my face.
Well, good. We know that, this is just a small drop in the bucket, but we're happy to help and do what we can. And we really appreciate you coming on to let us know about, the journey to get here and why you're doing this.
And thank you for having me on and having a platform to speak about it.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
I think we're all happy to talk about Josh, to be fair.
Yeah, down there. Thank you.
There we go. J-Bone, you're muted.
I muted myself when I was typing. I didn't want to be rude and be like, hey, by the way, clickety.
Thank you, J-Bone. I'll mute myself while I take a drink.
So
I have Miss Phony. I don't know if anyone else does, so I don't want to offend anybody.
So
I know it's weird shit. Don't laugh at me, Bison.
So you've been sharing your link for the eBay on your Twitter?
Yeah, so it's actually in my pinned tweet.
Okay.
I have each link for each set of gear, a direct link.
Gotcha. Okay. What about getting the gear on and getting in the ring?
Oh, sorry, I was just reading that.
Lakers is hyped.
I tuned out because I was reading that. It just made me.
Did you? So when you Lakers is one of the very early listeners from before any of us ever even heard of this show. When you read it, did you read it really loud? Loving this interview with the great Mrs. Walker Weapon Chainsaw.
I did, and I read it back where it said Mrs. Walking Weapon. It like gave me butterflies. Sorry, I'm a dork. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good.
You're a good company.
Oh my goodness.
It's all good. So we don't want to keep you here all night, but can you talk about your history in the ring a little bit as well? Because I am very curious about that.
Okay. We might be here for an hour, but just kidding. Okay, so long story short, I guess. I started out in 2003. I started out managing, managing the franchise Shane Douglas. And the very first promoter to ever book me was Scott D'Amore.
Nice.
I was at Wayne State when you were working for Scott D'Amore, right across the river then. 2003.
And yeah, so I worked for Border City Wrestling, which was his
Oh, okay.
promotion. And it was in Windsor, but it was mainly in Michigan as well. And he had me manage Shane for quite some time, where I learned so much. Like I absolutely love managing, and that is 1,000% thanks to Shane, because he didn't train me to like manage, but after every show that we did, he would sit down with me and he would go over. I'd say like, "Oh, what do you think of this?" And he would help me so much, so much. And he did not have to do that after wrestling a main event. You know what I mean? He didn't have to sit with me, but he did. He sat with me and he told me, "Oh, well, if you do this," like, gave me pointers. And from there, I learned. And you guys talked about Josh's facial expressions. I learned all about facial expressions from Shane. One of the best advice was, pretend like you want to express yourself and pretend the people behind you can see your expressions. So that's how I was always taught. So I was always like a big, and I keep talking with my hands, but I was always like a big animated person out in the ring. So I started off managing, mainly managing. I wrestled like here and there in Michigan. And then I started from Michigan. I started getting booked over in Jersey for NWA over there, when they had like all those, a whole bunch of like NWAs in each state.
Wow.
Little territories all over.
Yeah.
There was one here in Wisconsin.
Yeah. So I worked the one in New Jersey. And from there, that's where I met Prince Nana. And he had scouted me for the embassy. And so then from there, that's how I got in with Ring of Honor, where I was with the embassy. Yeah. And with, then I broke away from them, and I was part of Generation Next with Roderick Strong, Austin Aries, Jack Evans, and
good group.
Yes, very good. Great group. And then from after Ring of Honor, and I should say, like, I did a bunch of indie promotions, in between, like IWA Mid-South, War Wrestling in Ohio. And so after Ring of Honor, I went to PWG in California and did a whole lot of managing there. And I also branched out a little bit more in other promotions in California, where I wrestled Candice LeRae a lot. It was her, my friend Katana Vera, who's still wrestling, and Carla Jade. It was just the four of us girls in California, in Southern California at the time, just wrestling each other, and which we became like super close friends from it. And from PWG, I actually moved back home because my goddaughter was born, and then I got homesick like very badly because I was away from home for so long. And you got to remember, like, I was 23 years old now, like after all that. And when I moved back, I was 24, I think. And it took a couple years.
It's a lot to accomplish in your young 20s. Wow.
Yeah. I no regrets at all. Zero. It actually matured me. So I'm very thankful for wrestling. I took a few years off to go back to school, where I became an ECE, early childhood educator. And then I got back into wrestling in 2015.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then I had a baby.
and that props to you for that. Seriously.
That's a whole different kind of job, man.
It is.
Exactly.
It is. It is. Not everyone's cut out for that. That's amazing. And why don't you let everyone know where they can listen to your podcast? Because I did want to get that in there as well.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
So right now I am taking a break from the podcasting.
Okay.
Hopefully episodes will return maybe in about a month. But you can catch me at anchor.fm/Jade Chung. I think I have like about 24 episodes, but like they are so amazing. And I had a lot of amazing guests like Scott Moore, where he talked to me for 2.5 hours, which he does not do many podcasts.
No, I mean, unless it's like promoting a show or something, but that's even brief.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But he put us together, and yeah, stories.
Nice.
Yes, and I also have a twitch.tv/JadeChung11, where I love to watch old. So I have like a big box of old Ring of Honor DVDs, old PWG DVDs, and all the ones that I'm in. So this is what I'm talking about. I do not like to throw stuff out, and I just we watch them, and we watch long and chit chat about it. And honestly, I don't know if it's because, well, probably I got hit in the head a lot, and I don't remember a lot of like bits and pieces until I watch it back, and it's like it surprises me, and it's so fun to watch. Yeah, great community on Twitch too.
Right. That's awesome. So yeah, just remind the people, this is also for people on audio too, remind the folks on audio where they can find you on Twitter.
Yes, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at JadeChung11.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jade, for coming on and just sharing your stories about your journey with your husband and the journeys that are continuing now, and we're watching them, right along with you on TV. And I promise you, we're going to do our best to put something together for you, and we are going to get you.
You guys are so kind.
I already have an idea.
We're gonna get you to Las Vegas, Jade.
You guys
I don't know.
sweet.
I don't know if we're gonna plan the whole babysitting thing, but we're gonna get you.
Hey,
guys, everyone
that's
around
the ultimate. That's the ultimate
right.
gift.
Hashtag get Jade to BFG is the rallying cry here for the next month.
Thank you.
So we will get back to you with more details on the next step of how we can be involved with this. We'll talk to our community, maybe figure some stuff out, and then
You guys are amazing.
And then we'll get back to you with an idea or two.
Yeah. Definitely.
Thank you so
Happy
much.
to
Thank
support.
you.
Thank you very much, Jade.
Thanks, Jade. Take care.
Thanks, guys.
We'll talk to you soon.
Appreciate it. Okay.
We'll keep in touch. Take care, Jade. Thank you so much for being on with us.
Thank you so much, guys. And thanks for everyone tuning in or listening. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Take care.
Round of applause for Jade.
Yay! And Josh.
Yay!
And
Wrestling
Josh.
robot. Wrestling robot.
Exactly.
There we go.
All right.
Take care, Jade. We'll see you.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, there we go.
All right.
She
Jade
is
Chung.
absolutely wonderful. What a wonderful guest she is.
She
Bison
was.
and
That
her
was
are
a
like
lot
old
of fun.
friends.
Yeah. You had both her and it's so weird for me to say and her husband. Well, yeah, duh. We don't think about that in the world of wrestling, but yes, husband, wife, okay. But you've had them both on, right?
Well, I did a one-on-one with Josh.
That's what you did.
Yeah, and it's funny actually because when we had Jade on Impacted as a special guest, I said to her then, I said it's funny because you can actually be quite intimidated by Josh because like when he first came in before we started doing recording and stuff, he came in, he's very stony faced. And so you're kind of like, oh God, what's this? How's this going to go? How's this going to go? Am I going to have to work really hard to get this guy to talk? But actually, literally straight after that, the main sort of kind of introductions and the way it all packed, we just clicked and we had a really, really good chat, and it's well worth checking out. It's on the TNI UK section of the YouTube channel. It's a great interview. It's a great interview.
She's so easy to talk to. I'd never met her before this. So easy to talk to. I mean, you went an hour with her as well, didn't you, Bison?
Yeah. She's great. She is great. She stayed on for ages. We even got an appearance from Jet as well, which was pretty cool.
I remember yours. Yeah, absolutely. Check Bison's check the TNI UK Impacted episode with Jade. That's fantastic.
It's really great. Good. It's great content. I can't be more proud of these guys. They've been doing it for just over a year now, and oh yeah, chip off the old bone. Proud of them.
I'll tell you what's interesting though is we've got a couple of interviews coming up actually over the next few weeks. I did another interview earlier on this evening. It was with a current Impact roster star. So
knock out the men's side. Just give us that much.
Let's just say you can't teach that. So,
Bison is like low key our fucking Johnny on the spot with the interviews, man.
Right?
So it's a pretty good. It was a pretty good sort of 15-20 minute interview. Nice. It definitely, I should be popping that one out probably next week at some point.
Lakers? That's what I'm saying. How the fuck does Bison get all these interviews?
But
let's not get into that. I'm just kidding.
Oh, yeah.
Talking about interviews. It was only a couple of weeks ago that we had the incredible British wrestling sensation Alex Windsor on the show, and she was fantastic. And if you know a bit, you probably don't know too much about her history, but she is very, very big on the UK scene. She gets to fight some of the big guys that come over from the US. She's got a big match with Jordan Grace on October 9th. At Wrestle Carnival Pure here in the UK, Nottingham. That's going to be an absolute slobber knocker. Unfortunately, I can't make that particular so I'm absolutely gutted about that because Jonathan Grisham is also on the card.
Is that the one you said is about a 3-hour trip from you? That was quite far.
Yeah, it's about 3.5 hours. But the problem is, obviously my daughter likes to go, Boomer Bison. And she's only 8, so for us to sort of kind of travel 3.5 hours there, do a show at 5:30, 3-hour show, and then drive 3 hours back, it's going to be a bit much for her. So
it's understandable.
So if it was an afternoon show, if it was more of a like the show we went to previously, which started at like midday, that's not too bad because we can get home at a reasonable time. But it's just a little bit too late for her. So, and she would not forgive me if I went without her. So I can't.
Dad first.
I can't do that.
Dad first, Mark second.
Exactly. Talking about Alex, and the reason I brought this up is that tomorrow, 6 o'clock UK. So if you're in the UK and you're here now, 6 o'clock in the UK, 12 noon US Central, and 1 p.m. US Eastern, we are dropping a 25-minute interview with Alex Windsor. So it's going to be called Bison Talks Wrestling, because obviously she's not an Impact star. So it's going to be Bison Talks Wrestling. And actually, over the coming weeks, we're going to be introducing you guys, if you're not familiar with the UK scene, I'm going to be introducing you guys to a few more British rising stars on Impacted, and I will also be dropping some interviews with these guys as well later on down the line. In a couple of weeks, we've got a great guy coming on called Charles Chorley. If you haven't seen this guy, go and check him out on Twitter. He's very, very good. He's actually, it's funny enough, he's a bit like Ace Austin in the sense he's trained in the sort of entertainment stroke actor type role as well. So he's had a bit of acting training. So his promo work is really, really good. So it's definitely worth checking. He's got a promo on his Twitter at the moment that he's done recently, and it's actually really cool. It's like, who am I? And then he gets into this big old thing, and it's quite good. It's well worth checking out. Let's put it that way. His whole ring attire is all about being the like the ringmaster kind of thing in a circus. That's sort of kind of like the thing for him. But he's coming on the show. He's coming on the show in a couple of weeks. So make sure you check that one out. And I've got a couple of more female talents as well from the British scene coming on. So make sure you check it out, guys, because we've got some future big names here. And you will have seen them first on the TNI YouTube channel or Twitch, wherever we're going to go. You'll see him first on TNI UK Impacted, and who knows, we may even get them, if they do turn up at an Impact show, even if it's just for a one-off, who knows? We may get them on the show here as well.
There you go. There you go. Some great stuff to look forward to. Well, shall we talk some Impact Wrestling from tonight, guys?
Yeah.
Yes.
I caught this show in bits and pieces on my phone in my car between volleyball, so I'll do my best.
It's okay. That's all right. Fake it. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Bison, I didn't know, you were going to be here. I thought J-Bone was coming solo tonight. I was like, man, I got to do whatever I can to get to this show tonight. Like, I knew we had Jade on too. I was like, but J-Bone's going to be stuck out.
I have to say that I take it as a go. I did say to Jay that if you drop me the link, I'll try and come in. It just depends on how tired I am.
Yeah,
if I get to the end of it and I'm doing what you're doing right now, Mark, but obviously we're 3 o'clock in the morning here. Then I may say maybe not tonight. But I'm good. I'm feeling good. Let's do this.
All right. Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate the company always. You never know who's going to show up. All right. So this is going into the review now for tonight's Impact Wrestling, September 23rd, 2021. Starting off here with some BTI. We're doing highlights through a majority of the show, highlights from this past weekend's Victory Road. What a great show. It really was a lot of fun, stacked card. That was all fun to watch. Then we get into the Iceman Intel. And now he's talking about some people backstage. Some, how did he put it? Familiar faces. Familiar faces. And you never know if they're gonna, maybe show up later. So here I'm thinking, okay, backstage segment, I'll run out something. We'll have to wait and see. But this show was so loaded with stuff. By the time we got to the end of the show, I'd completely forgotten all about the Iceman Intel. I don't know about you guys, but I was like, wow. All right, so that they stuck that in your head. And then there was a couple rumors floating around the past few days about somebody. Oh, let's see. Some fallen angel dude tweeting out something about a thing for something. So yeah, that all tied in together then. But we'll talk about this match now. This is the rubber match. This is the third match between the Laredo Kid and John Skyler.
Hey, Skyler. John Skyler for X Division champion. Team Skyler, baby.
Mark loves him some Skyler.
Dude, hey, man, he won me the fuck over, man. I don't know what's wrong with Trent.
He's Skyler's one of the best heels in the company right now.
Hell yeah, he is.
He's awesome.
Huge reaction from the crowd. They hate him. They hate John Skyler.
They do. And I don't know if that's because they've seen him like on the indies down there and they know who he is.
It's because they fucking hate greatness, J-Bone, clearly.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, and this is another one of those odd things I bring up from time to time. I saw him a handful of years ago on a little, streaming service called Flow Slam and the indie scenes on there. And that's where I became a fan of him there. And he was in a tag team with someone, and I can't for the life of me remember who. I'm kicking myself now because it's another guy on the indie scene that should get noticed. But anyways, someone in the chat will probably bring it up. We'll keep an eye out for it. But he's different because he almost kind of reminds me of a Callahan type person. Maybe not quite as charismatic, but I feel like he's got what it takes to reach that point. And knowing that he's the 13-year veteran, man, he's just going to bring something new to the show. He really is. Whoopsie's in the chat. What is up?
Whoopsie.
Whoa, we haven't seen Whoopsie for a while.
Wow.
What's up, Whoopsie?
How you doing, man? Good to see you here.
We had to stop the show. You haven't been around in a minute if the whole show fucking stops when you show up. Like,
right,
oh, shit.
right.
Like, Kyle just walked in the fucking door.
Well, see, Whoopsie and I had some special times during that Bound for Glory weekend, and I'm making this sound romantic. No, it's not romantic. No.
Baby.
No. we broke bread together. We had a lot of fun. He was my partner in crime, and I picked him up. We drove all over Chi-Town, getting lost, finding food together, finding, Bound for Glory, all that stuff. We just had a blast, man. So much love, Whoopsie. Hope you're well, dude.
Hell yeah. Last time I saw Whoopsie, he was on the show. That's how long it's been.
Right? It's been a minute. Probably has a different hairstyle by now, too.
People asking me if I like Skylar. I do like Skylar, but I like him because there's not many people that can create the heat that he's creating right now.
Absolutely.
Right? That's why I like him.
Same reason. But you know what? To be fair, his ring work is very good, and the in-ring promo if you can cut a live in-ring, you're good enough.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I agree.
We've seen how many people die in the middle of the ring, and he didn't. And he actually won me over with that promo. Skylar for X Division champion. Heard it here first.
Wow.
Actually, no, you didn't hear it here first. Who said it first? Critical Sting, maybe? I can't remember. But
maybe, yeah. Well, we've got three ways to look forward to. So we'll see if he's part of the other two. Don't look at me like that. What? Three? It's 1v1v1, dude. Don't look at me like that.
I have the least amount of beard here. I got to go. I've been watching prison movies all day. Sorry.
No wonder you're so squirrely. Jiminy,
I'm always squirrely. The highs where I gotta get back to the treehouse.
Back to the treehouse. Yeah. All right, so this rubber match between John Skyler versus Laredo Kid was a lot of fun. Laredo Kid gets the win here in the rubber match. Now I want to put Laredo Kid over here for a bit too. Now I don't know how long he's sticking around, but man, I am loving me some Laredo Kid. What do you guys think about him?
Fantastic. I loved Laredo Kid before. His AAA match at Triple Mania a couple years ago, a year ago with Kenny was awesome. I was happy he came back. It looks like he's sticking around. I actually love that they brought these two guys in a feud with each other and immediately gave them something to do in a rivalry to care about. Just well played.
Yeah. And I'll be honest, I don't remember the last time Laredo Kid was in the company, and I'm sorry to say that. I remember Garza because he was doing all the pants stuff, and he was so goofy and stuff. But
it broke his arm.
That
the one?
That's
the dude that broke his arm, isn't it? Yeah. Wrestled with one arm in a sling.
Yeah.
Oh God.
But was still good.
He's fantastic.
You weren't getting the best out of him, but bloody hell, he could still go even with one arm tied up like this the whole match. Incredible.
It just made me uncomfortable to watch because
any time that could have been a real bad move, couldn't it? But when it comes to the Laredo Kid, big fan. I'm a very, very big fan of this dude. He just reminds me of Rey Mysterio, and that's not a bad thing. That's not
the greatest cruiserweight of all time.
Yeah, exactly. And it's almost like
compliment.
Yeah, for me, it's almost like the second coming of Rey Mysterio. For me, I think he's fantastic.
More than Rey Fenix, you think?
Yeah, definitely.
Really? Wow. Rey Fenix is the one that really reminds me of Mysterio a lot. I could see the Laredo Kid comparison too, though, for sure.
Yeah,
it's nice to have him back.
Yeah, he's got a little bigger frame, I think, so it might change some of his ring, work a little bit, but it's still very similar. Yeah.
You guys like the weird Spanish fly wiener to wiener finishing move thing that he does? That's a no. If you guys both have to stop and pause that long, that's a no. It's too much tip to tip for me.
I've just never heard it called that before.
Too much wiener to wiener.
It's a weird finisher. Like maybe I'll get used to it, but I love the Spanish fly, and it's just like a less cool version of it. Love Laredo Kid, but the finisher, I'm iffy on the finisher.
It's something different. That's the thing. It's something different.
Well, I haven't seen it a lot either. So, I mean, we see it all the time when we were reviewing the SATs in the old days, but no one else in the roster uses that. Hey, well, anyway, I got to say Moose uses it once in a while, but a very rare occasion he busts it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, great match. Then we get on to the main show now, and we know who's kicking that off because it was advertised that Josh Alexander was going to kick off the episode. So we get to the ring here. Scott D'Amour's in the ring, and he's talking about what happened at Victory Road, and saying that there was going to be a new tournament starting next week to crown a new X Division champion. He calls Josh down to the ring, and eventually Christian Cage makes his way down the ring, and they start exchanging. I don't want to say pleasantries, but it was about as pleasant as it could be for a promo against each other. So I was kind of wondering. I try not to overthink stuff in wrestling, but I was really kind of wondering, we've had this love fest now with Christian Cage coming back to the Impact Zone, and he's a babyface, and they all love him, especially against guys like, the inevitable Ace Austin. And I was like, okay, so how long is this going to last? Is he going to, pull something tricky out of his past and pull a fast one on Josh Alexander, go into the pay-per-view heel? I wouldn't be surprised if something like that happened. But it seemed like both these guys seemed nothing really changed across the board. Then we got Ace Austin coming in the ring with Fulton, of course, interrupting things. And that just got messy as hell. And now I was really kind of thinking that once I heard his music go, that he was gonna do something because he still has that cup, and he hasn't cashed it in yet.
He hasn't been bringing it out though, has he? He hasn't been bringing it out. It's almost like it's been forgotten.
Yeah. So I'm curious. Do you think that's good? Do you guys think that cup is going to come into play between now and Bound for Glory? Bison, go ahead.
It's a difficult one, isn't it? Because you've got on one hand you've got Ace Austin. He's gone out. He's had his shot. It was a real hard fought match at Victory Road. So Ace Austin obviously still feels he's got a place as a contender for that world title. You've now got Josh obviously relinquishing his X Division title to take on the big prize. And I guess Ace is thinking, well, if I get in there and I can potentially get a match with Josh, maybe I can take that number one contender spot. And I'm sure that's probably what he's thinking at that point. We find out later they end up in the main event, and we find out the result. But we'll sort of kind of get there in a second. Yeah. But for me, at the end of the day, Josh is the man to, I think, take the company into the new year as champion. But we just have to wait and see.
Yeah, Mark, any thoughts on that?
No, just I've seen comments on our videos and here in the chat about the cup. And I guess maybe we've presumed that it's a cash-in type situation, and perhaps it's not. I don't think. Is it not? I don't know what the cup's for. Maybe it was just a symbolic cup that Ace won in the Super X Cup. And
I'm pretty sure that it's supposed to give you it's call your shot. You get to call a shot with it.
We seem to be getting a lot of comments saying it's not. That's what I thought about. It was too, but I don't know. I don't know if.
Well, he was carrying it around for ages, and then all of a sudden,
and then he just
stopped carrying it.
Yeah.
So it's almost like they. Yeah, I mean, there you go. Rhino cashed his in, didn't he?
Yeah.
Or they did it for VBD.
It is unlike Impact Creative to leave too many dangling storylines for too long. They're really good about wrapping things up. So maybe we'll get. I don't imagine that cup is still floating around for no reason, because you're right. VBD eventually used Rhino's cash in, which was almost a year later.
Yeah.
Or months or whatever it was, 8 months. I don't know. So we'll see.
I think it may be a case of just, that they'll use that, or he's going to suddenly produce that, as his ace, up his sleeve kind of thing, at the last minute. And who knows, maybe we'll end up with a bloody three-way or something, but let's hope not.
Yeah, he's kind of gone back and forth with it. Excuse me. So yeah, we'll see where this all leads to, but we know that this leads to Josh versus Ace in the main event, which is not a bad thing at all. Excuse me.
J-Bone?
Yeah, I'm good. Just
you been hitting that vape pen before we came on here?
No, it's no. I've been talking for the last 4 hours. So
man, yeah. Did anybody hop in the watch along at all?
No.
Wow, J-Bone, you are just a man.
Just me and my audience. It's me and my lovely audience.
No wonder you're everybody's favorite. I never really wonder why. But.
Well, that or just everyone's going to get sick of me. It's one or the other.
Right.
So we got that. We move on to Mean Woo, my God, Gia Miller in the back with Swann and Mack talking about the Call Your Shot Gauntlet. And now there's Mack's also talking about this tournament coming up for the X division. So it looks like this is kind of interesting. I really thought they were going to stay as a tag team and just focus on that. But it looks like they're staying as a tag team, but they both have like separate journeys they're going to take to Bound for Glory, which is interesting. I'm not complaining about it, but I'm just a little surprised. But you never know what's going to happen. So Swann is entering himself into the Call Your Shot Gauntlet, and Mack is going to be in this the 3 different 3-way matches for the X division. This tournament coming up here at Bound for Glory. Thoughts on that, guys?
I missed this entire section because of volleyball. So for a big block right here. Sorry. Hey man, I'm just here for moral support. I'm gonna bring up some sound bites and maybe look up this year what happened on the Wikipedia.
Yeah, this is horrible.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god.
I'm going to say something here because this is one of the sections that I thought was a bit weird. So you had the promo. You had Gia Miller. She starts off with a promo. We get Willie sort of kind of like basically saying that he's wants to get in with the X division. He's interested. He's in with that tournament and all that kind of stuff, which is great. And then obviously you get the big announcement, Rich Swann makes it a big announcement that he's going to be in the Call Your Shot Gauntlet. Now, this is the interesting thing as well, because you got your Call Your Shot Gauntlet at BFG. So if Ace is going to use that cup, it's got to be before then, isn't it?
Or he could just all of a sudden show up with it at the main event of Bound for Glory, and all of a sudden becomes a surprise 3-way. You never know, because we didn't know when the tag team stuff was going to happen either.
I just thought that they have to use it within the year. They can't carry it past the year, can they? Because then the cup then goes on to the next winner. Is that right?
In theory,
sense.
Yeah, in theory that makes sense. Yeah.
So because they haven't got 2, have they? They've only got 1 Call Your Shot Gauntlet, right? They've only got 1 Call Your Shot Cup.
Well,
so
they haven't done that in a while either. Have they?
Well, they do it once a year, don't they? That's what that is. The Call Your Shot Gauntlet is a BFG every year. Am I wrong?
I didn't think they did that. Like, I know they've done it many years leading up to Bound for Glory, but I'm pretty sure there was 1 or 2 years within the last few years that they didn't do that.
Okay, all right. Well, maybe I'm wrong. The critical Stinger, no. He always corrects us on that one.
Yeah, right.
So. There you go. So it started in 2019, and I'm pretty sure since then, I Oh, that's true. Ace won the cup at Genesis. Oh, okay. I'm talking shit, so just ignore me then. Right. So
we're flummoxed by the fucking cup. We don't fucking know.
Fuck knows what the fuck is going on with this cup. Anyway,
knows.
so you get Rich Strong then announcing.
I got some fucking Roy Kent vibes right there from Bison for you Ted Lasso watchers. He's every fucking way. Roy Kent. Sorry, that's all I have to contribute.
So. Okay, so then we get obviously Rich announcing he's going to be in the Koi Shot Gauntlet, blah blah blah. This is the big news from him. However, I kind of felt that we needed to hear more with regards to Willie and Willie and Rich as sort of kind of like a tag team. You know what I mean? Moving forward as a tag team, as opposed to them now sort of kind of they're almost announcing that they're doing individual things. But really, we want to see, the soldiers, don't we? We want to see the soldiers as a tag team and sort of kind of like pushing that forward and where we're going to go with that. Like I say, we then obviously get the match later with regards to them, as a tag team. And it is nice to see them wearing gear, which is all, kind of like tag teamed up, which is all really good. So they're clearly still a tag team. They're still part of that tag team division. I don't know. I just feel it was a little bit out of place. They should have been pushing the narrative of the fact that they are, they are the soldiers now. I don't know. That's my thoughts.
Right. Yeah.
I like the steps they're taking to solidify them as a tag team as well. I think I mentioned on another show. I don't remember which show. I think they should stay in the tag division because it's very crowded in the main event scene in the X division right now anyways.
Exactly.
They never did get a proper run. They fit in so well together. They're great. They have tons of chemistry together. There's no reason to separate Rich and Willie right now.
Yeah.
Definitely.
All right. I just want to take a minute to say happy birthday to one of our loyal listeners and watchers lately. Keith.
Coach Keith.
Coach Keith.
Keith.
I could talk. Keith, happy birthday, bro.
Happy birthday, Keith.
That's all you're getting from me. I'm not stripping or nothing. I don't know you that well, but just from the crew, happy birthday. All right.
Done.
All right. So we continue. So, you okay, Mark?
What? That's my job to be crude. Can you stop? I'm confused now. Damn it, J-Bone. You're supposed to be the J-Bone. You're like the fatherly elder statesman, professional podcaster of the group. You can't say stuff like being naked and booty cheek hair and stuff.
Well, you can blame
Mack.
Yeah, you blame Willie Mack for that one.
Mack. Remember, he lost his name to Willie Morrissey.
Willie Morrissey.
Yeah, he lost his name.
Well,
he lost his name to Willie Morrissey.
To be honest, I always call, and this dates way back to that little show called Lucha Underground. I always refer to Willie Mack as the Mack, so it's all right. Yeah.
The Mack is back.
Yeah, that's right. He's always back. He's never really left. But anyways, I digress.
What? That was a total accident.
Did you actually?
My trackpad is messed up on my laptop, and so I was looking for Willie, and I was looking for booty cheeks, and we got Jaga.
You got hair on your booty cheeks.
Oh,
there we go, Willie.
Oh, that's great. There we go.
Okay.
All right. So then we get Brian Myers. I almost forgot about this. I missed this in my notes, but then I brain farted and it came back. Brian Myers comes out with what is called now? The Learning Tree.
I love that name.
The Learning Tree.
Brian Myers and the Learning Tree.
Isn't that like a show or something for kids, or am I thinking of some like really old
Reading Rainbow?
Something.
The Giving Tree. You're thinking of Shel Silverstein's book, The Giving Tree.
No, I'm pretty sure I'm thinking. No, there's like I don't know. It's like a child care center or something. I don't know. Anyways, it's something like that. I'm like waiting for the cease and desist on this. No, I'm kidding.
So I wasn't on, but I remember Trent and I were talking when you guys, I think Bison was on, and I was like, dude, No, I was on. I was like, we went 3 hours last night. And Trent was like, how'd you go 3 hours? I was like, bro, it's like the old days. Like ever since you left, man, fuck off. We're going to go for however long we're going to go.
For reals.
That's right.
Oh, God, I miss her.
God, I miss her so much.
5 hours so. No, I'm kidding. No, we're going to try to wrap this up.
She was the biggest loss of the last calendar year. Like, just by
far.
By a lot.
She's been posting a lot of stuff lately on Twitter though about missing the knockouts and stuff.
A lot. She has a title shot on Tuesday. She's got a title shot in that one place. Maybe that's the end of the road, and we see her home. I'm not that I'm looking for anyone to lose their job. I just miss her a lot. That penitentiary doesn't seem like a very nice place.
They're not doing anything with her.
She's got a title shot. I mean, I don't know what the context is around it, but
yeah, but how many times are they going to give her a title shot and take the match away from her and then put it back and then take it off? I mean,
is that what's been the story over there?
Well, it was supposed to be on like that big Tuesday where it's like, oh, this is a new NXT, and we got all this new colorful paint splat stuff, and then this guy comes out and it's a Von Breaker with 2Ks. What the fuck? It's come on,
Old prospect came out for that bit. Damn, fired up.
You mean the show that looks like Rainbow now? Is that the one that you mean? Yeah.
It's the Reading Rainbow NXT. Yeah.
I have not seen it, but I haven't seen it, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm really curious about Rick Steiner's son. I'm really curious to see him wrestle. I hear his style's exactly like his dad's. And
he's massive as well, isn't he? He's big dude.
I've only seen still pictures, but yeah, I really want to see that. I might have to check out a match or two from that guy just to see.
It's still they still come up with ridiculous things. What the fuck is that? Bron the Breaker.
I have no idea.
Double K. They're like, I know. Let's make it look different. We just have 2 Ks in there.
We're gonna change Braun from AU to just O.
Weird. Honestly, they come up with some weird shit.
Yeah, I do.
Yes, you got the old prospector on that one. All right, we continue. So the learning tree comes out, and they're talking about they want to be in this. How the hell did this all happen? They're talking about their singles matches, and then he comes out and it forms a tag team match. There was so much going on in this couple of minutes.
Loads of moving parts, and that's why I said it was a weird promo because it just. I don't know. It was weird. It was weird, but we got the match out of it. So that's good.
Right. Somehow, some way. Yeah. And then, so the learning tree is like, well, I want to be your tag team partner. No, I want to be your no, I'm right here. I'm going to be the tag team partner. And so they're all fighting over who wants to be the tag team partner. All right, we continue. Where the hell am I at here? Oh, yeah. So, so then Scott D'Amore is evaluating Christian K. You okay over here, bro? You okay?
Fucking chat is great.
I'm sorry. Fruity Pebbles. What? All right. Damn it. Now we want some Fruity Pebbles. Scott D'Amore is evaluating Cage. Actually, let me take that back. The great Dr. Ross Foreman is evaluating Christian Cage because he got poked in the eye with a gimmick cane. And Scott D'Amore comes up. He's like, well, what's up? How you doing? You okay? Josh Alexander, and he is pissed. And he's like, look, man, I'm going to take care of this ace hole. Okay. It's ace hole V2. How about that? You guys like that? You like what I did there? Ace. Hang in there, Mark. We'll get through this.
I like delirious, a little bit high. Chat's cracking me up. What the fuck? I didn't even watch it back for half the night because I was fucking out. I was like, J-Mo's gonna be by himself. I better try and watch it on my phone. So this is what you get from me tonight. It's like old school Kyle and shit.
Hey, you're here. At least you showed up. It's
right.
You get a what do they call that? A showing up award. What do they call
it? A participation award.
Participation. Look at that. The big, look at that
right.
big $5 word. You just used up the rest of your fucking brain cells, didn't
that
you,
was
brother?
it for the night. I'm like, I'm done.
Partition paper.
It's like 6. It's like 4 or half 4 in the morning where Bison is, and he's in better shape than me.
Yeah, half 4. Literally just gone half 4.
Yeah, well, he doesn't have a treehouse in his backyard like you do.
Don't I? Don't I?
Do you have a treehouse, Bison?
Do you?
I am currently in my Mandalorian cave, which is basically a quite a hefty. I mean, look, I'll tell you what. Look, let's show you everybody what the cave.
Oh hell yeah! I love tours. I do this too.
Let's
Nice.
Let's have a little look at the cave. So
it is a Mandalorian cave. You kidnapped the baby or something or whatever.
There you go.
Future.
There you go.
Right.
Oh, look! You've got a big fan behind you as well. Look at that. That's amazing. Look at that. Too sweet for Bison's got a big fan.
There you go. You just checked
Cribs.
out the
TNI Cribs.
TNI Cribs.
Cribs.
Oh my God. That's it, dude. Bison. I remember you talking one time, like, what can I do for Patreon? That's it, dude. Bison Cribs.
There you go.
Give everyone a tour. Give everyone a tour of the crib.
Yeah.
I will do. I will. Do you know what? Once I finish the Reno, I will. I promise you I'll do that.
Once I finish the Reno, those are famous last words, my friend.
What was that movie? It was all going to happen in 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Yeah. 2 weeks, baby.
2 weeks. All right, so we find out we're getting Josh Alexander versus Ace Austin later, which we find out is going to be the main event. Hikalo versus David Finley. Fun match. Dude, Mark is.
I'm back to the chat.
Mark's gonna have a stroke. What the? And there he goes. All right. Who wants to? Jiminy Christmas. Who wants to talk about? I'm just going to throw this to Bison because Mark's about to pee himself.
Well, what do you want me to talk about? I've totally lost track here.
Remember when Jade was on? And we had to hold it together for 40 minutes, and then that was like all of our fucking focus.
That was it.
All right, our guest is gone. Fucking back to the normal.
Oh my God, we're talking about Bullet Club stuff. We got Hikalo, Hikalo versus David Finley. Hikalo is accompanied by Chris Bay, David Finley. Oh, you know what? Let's talk about this for a second. I popped for this. I absolutely popped for this. I even had the chat going on this. Juice Robinson came out looking like summertime Randy Savage.
Yeah. That was random. I got to be honest. He was good. Well, he looked like a camp Randy Savage. That's what I thought.
Or Camp Time. Okay, so Camp Town, Camp Time, whatever. Anyways, he had some kind of sparkly purple beanie on, and then like a big baggy crop top, tie-dyed shirt. And he had the shades, and the way the hair was sticking out of the beanie, I was like, "Oh my God, it's Randy Savage!" And then he took the beanie off and the shades off, and the hair was like an absolute perfect. Usually he has like a bigger hair, not necessarily a fro, but he's got some hair. You know, the guy's got a full head of hair. But man, he did something to his hair and made it look like a perfect Randy Savage. I don't know what you call that. It's the long hair. Yeah. And
Which one's Jay?
Yeah, exactly. And so I did that. I popped for that the whole thing. I had more fun looking at Savage Juice in the corner than paying attention to Hikalo and
Hikuleo. Is it Hikuleo? I don't know.
Hikuleo.
Hiku.
What the heck?
Hikuleo. Hikuleo.
All I know is that his
Hikuleo.
dad's gonna be joining the podcast soon. He's gonna kick all our asses for making fun of his son's name. I am so sorry. Hikuleo, excuse me.
Hikuleo.
It's gonna be a 3-hour review.
We'll get to that, Lakers. We'll get to that because that was something else I popped about this match. Bison, talk about the match a little bit.
It was a good match. It was fairly solid. It was a typical kind of big man, big sort of 7-footer versus smaller guy type style. Again, the usual trying to chop the big redwood down, going for the legs, usual kind of stuff you would expect. But again, as we've said before, David really does remind me very much of his dad in the way that he's like that. He's like a little terrier. He's going to come after you and keep going until eventually it gets you. There was no way. It doesn't matter how big you are. This dude is going to do. David's going to do everything he possibly can to get the win. I thought it was a solid match. I'm not going to say it was an outstanding match because I don't think it was. It was more of one of those kind of story driving matches. Like you said, we've got what we got basically with the Bullet Club. What do you expect? Another member arrives.
Right. It was cool to see Finlay get the win because it seemed like they got a little back, they got a little pride back from all this shenanigans with Hikuleo showing up and all this rivalry that's still kind of just hanging on here. Because Juice and David just can't shake them. And but yeah, the Bullet Club numbers grow, and we get El Phantasmo back in the Impact.
Yes. Yeah. I missed all this stuff, but I did see that.
I popped for this. I think the only person I saw in the chat that gave it the thumbs down was Mayor. He did not like this.
The shit.
Yeah,
his matches were great.
I felt his first run was incredibly short. It was fun, but it was way too short. I was like, oh, that's all we got?
Yeah. So I didn't actually realize that he was a member of the Bullet Club, if I'm honest. I didn't realize that. Yeah. So in reality, when he came in the first time, we'd already had a member of the Bullet Club. We didn't. I didn't even realize it.
Yeah, it was Innistrad. If you go back and watch his matches, it's Innistrad.
Yeah.
It's been like a revolving door of people from New Japan / Bullet Club. So yeah, but yeah, this is great. So I was like, all right. So now the numbers are slowly growing for Bullet Club. This is really interesting. So if this is where this is going into Bound for Glory, and this is going to evolve into something, I'm down. And we got another great story in the works here.
I just really quickly, Lakers just says that one of his older brothers used to put him in the Tongan death grip, and he fucking hated it. It was worth calling out. This show's so fucked, anyways. I thought that fit in perfect right here, Lakers. Man, I'm sorry. I hope you beat his ass now. Brother, that's fucked up, man. That's fucked up. Death grip your little brother, dude. My sister has some horror stories that they may or may not be true, but I was not on the other end of that. Anyway, sorry, J-Bone. Go ahead.
No, it's okay.
Proceed with the chlorophyll.
Oh man, that's a different show. That's a different. We don't do that here. No.
So regardless of the result, we had El Phantasmo, Bullet Club standing tall.
Too sweet. Yeah,
that's
I'm
awesome.
For that.
The LP is back.
So yeah, they the 3-on-2 beatdown, is underway here. Now I don't know if that means that David Finley and Juice Robinson are going to get some backup for this battle that seems to be growing now. I don't know. So if that's going to be another New Japan tie-in for Bound for Glory, we'll have to wait and see. But if anyone wants to just throw some names out there in the chat of who you'd like to see them join this war, if that's where it's going, I know it's not spoilers, just pure speculation. Once in a while I use a couple brain cells for that. It's fun sometimes. Try it. You like it. Anyways, we continue.
I like this here. Gary says they have to bring the Bone Soldier back to Impact.
Yeah, I agree. Ishimori, we definitely need him.
Yeah.
Well, then that would certainly increase the odds for the Bullet Club then.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I've seen him. Where did I see this? Did I see he had an indie match somewhere, or was I just looking at New Japan stuff in the States? I forget.
He's not in the States, though, is he? He's not in the States, though. He's in Japan, isn't he? Which is because I think we would have seen him earlier, but he's not in the States, is he?
I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. He might be. I'd have to check.
He's not been on New Japan Strong, has he?
No.
Oh, he hasn't been?
No, which would suggest he's not in the States. He must be in Japan. I mean, I would say that probably as everything starts opening up, then we may start to see him. But I tell you, some good news. As of November, I'm able to fly into the States. So who knows? I may be turning up at a tapings at some point.
Oh, there we go.
Who knows?
Nice.
Yeah, well, I mean, if they're on the East Coast, that's an easier trip for you than it is for me.
Right?
Exactly.
Well, let's just hope that everything keeps heading in that direction. So,
let's hope.
All right. Yeah, great 1v1 there. El Phantasmo shows up. Bullet Club is running wild. Great promo then from Violent by Design, singularly Eric Young, talking about the War Machine, Rhino. And he says that says he can forgive him for his mishaps, but he needs an answer from him by next week. So we'll see where this is going. We thought maybe that with the beatdown at Victory Road that maybe Rhino was just out. Well, they were just kind of teaching him a lesson because he messed up. So we'll see. Do you guys think he's going to stay with him, or do you think he's going to travel his own path?
I didn't see this segment tonight, but I think that is dependent on where Heath is at in his return. Honestly, I think Rhino. We know Rhino just re-signed a contract with Impact Wrestling, which is awesome.
He did.
That's
great to see.
News. And with Heath coming back, it's just pure speculation. I feel like they're going to pick up that storyline because Rhino re-signed. So that's just me.
Yeah.
So that would be a no for him staying in VBD in a really long roundabout way.
The only way I want to see him stay is if he shaves his head.
No.
Really?
No, I don't want to see Rhino shave his head. Ever.
No, I think Rhino's out. I think he's done. I actually am getting a bit bored of these promos. I know I'm probably going to be in the minority on this one.
I really like the VBD promos.
I like VBD. I really do like VBD, but they're all, if you really break it down, they're pretty much exactly the same every single time, and they're quite long. So I'm starting to feel like, okay, I've seen this before, like a lot. You need to start changing these kind of promos up a little bit.
Do you think that maybe that's just because of EY's injury, though?
Well, that they've sort of kind of really pushed it. You mean? With the promos as opposed to in ring.
That's what I'm saying. Do you think that the pace has been so frequent and you're getting tired of it because of EY's injury, and maybe that'll kind of get better once he comes back and they'll find their groove again?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, maybe they're just a 3-man booth. Maybe their only intention is to be a 3-man team. Although, so if EY is ready to get back in the ring, maybe they just don't need Rhino. Maybe what it was that they needed Rhino at that point to become a 3-man team again because EY was unable to go, basically.
Free bird that title run.
Yeah, exactly.
Good point.
But I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not bored of VBD. I'm just kind of like, can you try and maybe give us slightly different promos? Because if you really think about it, like everything that's said in every single promo is pretty much the same thing, and it has been like for the past 8 months or however long this thing's been going on. Like, every week it's pretty
presented
much
so well though. So slickly.
Yeah, I'm not saying it isn't. It is presented really, really well. And I guess the way that you get a gimmick across like those is all about repetitiveness, so that you sort of get familiar with it. I get that, but now we are familiar with it. We are into VBD. Let's move on. Let's try and create something a little bit different now. Move it on.
We'll see.
Fair enough. Yeah. I'm still enjoying them, but you make good points.
Yeah, and there's plenty. And if we're talking about, okay, Rhino's out, he's going to do his own thing. Maybe he's coming back. I'm seeing a lot of names in the chat of who can replace Rhino in VBD. Not complaining about those names, especially a big Damo. That'd be a plus.
Yeah, I mean, there's loads of guys that could take that 4th spot in, even on the current roster. They don't have to bring anybody in. But again, maybe that is what it is. Rhino goes to make room for an incoming, potential star.
A fresh face, yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is.
So, all right, and we got Gia Miller talking to Matt Cardona and Chelsea Green about her fight later with Rohit Raju. We got. Why did I write that? Oh yeah, that's right. We got a promo then from Su Yung being called mother by both Kimberly and Brandy Loren.
Now, have you noticed how they're really starting to push the narrative of calling Su Yung mother?
Yeah. Well, now there's 2 of them called. Yeah. So it's not just Kimberly calling her mother. There's Brandy. Am I getting that right? Was it Brandy Loren? Is that
Brandy Loren? Yeah.
Okay, that didn't sound right in my head for a second. Okay. So, but she's speaking now, and that's great to see. So that tells me that she's not just going to be someone with makeup twitching in the background during promos. That's great.
Exactly.
She's getting involved. So not complaining about that at all. So they're saying that we collected another one for you, and they're holding the belt of the Swingerella that they dragged away by her hair so violently. So yeah.
I'm loving this. I think the way that every time they reintroduce Su Yung, they do it so well. Like the whole thing, the whole build, everything is just so good. It doesn't matter how they do it. Every time they do it, it's just really good. And there is more to this. Her being called mother. I just know it. There's got to be a father, right? I'm sorry, but I'm pretty certain that we're going to see somebody turn up as father. So we're going to have mother and father. I'm pretty sure of it, but let's wait and see.
Yeah, and
I agree with all that. By the way, every time Sue pops back up is a monumental experience. Even when it's fucking Susan or Susie, it doesn't. This woman that portrays these characters is absolutely a genius. What she does.
She really is throughout the last run that she's done. It's evolved and everything, and all the different characters she has done. She really is one of my favorite knockouts. It's hard to pinpoint her as maybe my favorite knockout because man,
there's so many good ones. Yeah.
Right, yeah. Tasha Steele's knocked it out of the park with Kiera Hogan. Okay, so Kiera Hogan's not there anymore, but you know what I mean. Decay is knocking it out of the park. Deanna, our champ. I mean, just it's so hard, We all have our favorites.
Edwards. Absolutely, man. I feel you.
Yeah. Then we got the match here with Rohit. I'm going to try to speed this up a little bit, but Rohit Raju versus Chelsea Green. No more off the rails. You guys keep your shit together. All right.
Jesus, Bryson. God, if you could just.
Is it Odark? Because he's also owes my money?
He also owes my money?
That's still my favorite. That's my favorite soundbite.
Then he does that. Oh my god. Rohit Raju versus Chelsea Green. Oh, this was fun. What do you guys think about this? Let's start with Mark.
I loved it, man. Honestly, like low key, this has been my favorite feud in Impact right now.
Really?
Rohit Raju, Chelsea Green, not Rohit Cardona, Rohit Chelsea. I'm loving the intergender shit that they're doing. The matches are booked really well. Everyone who's involved has been chosen wisely. Caleb is a knockout successfully, as I predicted a year ago. This has just been, to me, the way they're subtly using intergender wrestling is probably making a lot of low-key conversions on fans that don't realize it yet. This match was brilliant. Rohit's perfect character to do this. He's such a piece of shit. Love Rohit. He's so good at this. Chelsea, I know she's a glass cannon and she gets hurt a lot, but since her return, she has been phenomenal.
She's really good.
She's been fucking killing it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I loved what she did in NWA. I love what she's doing here. I thought this was a really fun match. I hope this feud continues. I know that Shira is out. That's being reported now, and it's out there that Shira is injured.
Sorry, who you talking about?
Mahabali Shira.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Shira.
Yeah, Shira.
Shira.
Lion of Power. Shira, Lion of Power, is injured.
I have the power.
Which makes sense. The new show by Kevin Smith is fantastic, by the way. The new He-Man show on Netflix. Check it out. It's really good.
Yeah, it is good. It's really good.
Yeah, it's very good. So anyways, Shira's out. And at the end of this match, we get yet another fucking return, which I popped for, and I'm sure you guys did too. I know there's a lot of people who are like especially newer watchers from the last year, like who
the fuck's up? Yeah.
Hey, fair play, right? They just came in, but for those of us that've been watching for a while, this guy's been injured for
ages.
I don't know if he was injured, but
like 2 years. It's been 2 years.
Yeah, it's been. It has to be 2 years. So we get the return of Raj motherfucking Singh. Coming out at the end, which I popped, man. That was great. It's nice to see Raj. He looks different. He's got a new look. He looks like he's ready to go. Like, good for Raj.
He looks like he's in tremendous shape. And I'm not going to say he was like fat or anything.
No, but he wasn't cut up before like he is now.
Right. Yeah, he's got like an 8-pack of abs. I'm all jealous. All I got is like one big fucking ab right here, man. That's all I got,
I don't think they call that an ab, Jay.
It's my ab, damn it. I'm proud of it. Anyways.
That's a lot of fucking cookout right there.
Excuse me. I do love to grill. Mark's
I do as well.
Mark's literally down and out. Oh,
we gotta finish this review. I'm so tired.
You okay there, brother?
I'm gonna make it.
I'm not gonna have to take out an insurance plan on this crew, am I? Jiminy Christmas.
Oh,
all right. Oh shit! I spit on my stereo. All right.
My dog is like, "What the fuck is wrong with you, bro?" It's like 11 o'clock at night. She's looking at me.
Why is Pop falling on the floor?
Oh my god, Jay, that was fucking hilarious.
Blame Bison, man. He's talking about food again. I'm hungry.
Last podcast it was pussies. This podcast is cookout.
Shit. Make me think about Sopranos. Anyways, oh shit. So yeah, Raj Singh is back. He looks awesome. It feels like this is a new chapter for the Desi Hit Squad. I mean, and please, this is not a knock on Shira. He's the lion. He's all that, and he is greatly improved. But
this is the good stuff.
Exactly. And hell yeah. So this is going to be no more. It's no more joking around with this. I feel like this is going to be a new serious Daisy Hit Squad.
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, people are mentioning how long is it going to be for. It doesn't need Gamma. As much as we love Gamma, they don't need Gamma. They got Rohit. Rohit is the man.
I'm with you 110%. No disrespect to the great Gamma saying. Rohit has carved his destiny at this point. He rejuvenated the X Division title with his run. I love that Raj is back. I loved what they were doing with Shira, but Rohit is fine as Rohit.
Right.
A manager or anything.
I think so. He's definitely the leader of the Desi Hit Squad, without doubt. He is the Desi Hit man.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. No one needs to get slapped around anymore. Everyone's coming to their own. All right. We can. Oh shit! Hang on. We got next here. We got Mack and Swann versus Brian Myers. Now this is great. So here's the big question. We're wondering who from the learning tree is going to step up to the plate and be the tag team partner of one, the most professional. Rest in peace, TNI Crew. That's right, Mayor. Who's going to step up to the plate and be the tag team partner of Brian Myers tonight? Well, it's not Lemony Snickets or whatever the fuck his name is. It's not Captain Lemons. What?
It's not Sticky Dice.
Sticky. Oh God! I'm not going to ask why he's sticky. Let's not go there.
It wasn't even Perfection. It wasn't Perfection. Sam Beal. What the heck, man?
Sticky rice. What? Anyways. Sam Beal, I mean, he's been like the guy. He's been the guy with the clipboard. It's like, well, of course they're going to pick him, right? Nope. Yeah, nope. We got a brand new guy underneath the learning tree, straight from the Create-A Pro School of Wrestling underneath, well, I guess you could say the learning tree of Brian Myers. VSK. A new face to the Impact Zone. We got all sorts of new shit tonight. I'm loving it.
We've seen VSK before.
He's had a couple of matches, hasn't he? He's had a couple of matches.
See, yeah, and I don't remember what he did. I know it was.
He had a match on Explosion, and he had a match on BTI.
Okay.
Had a match. He may have had a squash on Impact actually as well. I think he may have gotten creamed by Macklin or somebody like that.
Yeah, I think it was.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was.
All right. So
he's got a good look, though. He's got a good look. I think.
Great.
Yeah, he looks great.
Oh, here you go. Critical Sting got us. VSK was ELP's debut opponent.
Oh, okay. So that was that tie-in. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate that, Critical Sting, because I couldn't remember.
Like a fucking bear, man.
Right?
I bet Critical Sting doesn't know shit about anything else. Like you meet him in real life, and you're like, "Hey, man, what's up?" And he's like, what? And then you're like, "Hey, man, Impact November 2018." He's like, "Oh, well, the opening match was." That's probably.
Yeah, like he walks in the bathroom and he's like, "Yeah, I got my toothbrush." You know, he's holding his phone. You know, some weird shit like that. So there we go. So yeah, good to see VSK in there, and was very curious to see how he would do, and he did okay, and I think he honestly would have helped Brian Myers win this one. But Mack and Swann got the win because Sam Beal assisted Rich Swann off the top rope. And he gets the pin. And VSK is like, what the hell? But this was a lot of fun.
One thing is for sure, I think that's not the end of it. I'm pretty certain that we're going to see a little bit more, moving on down the line. I think we've got a couple of weeks of this.
Yeah, and for like looking up stuff. Now I don't know if this is like for sure or not, but as far as looking up, as far as like possible contracted new faces in the Impact Zone, I believe I believe VSK is one of them.
Okay,
so
good.
So
good,
we'll see.
The guy is good. He's a good worker. So that'd be great. That's great.
So yeah, is it a huge name? No, but it's one more way for this company to prove, like it always has in the last handful of years, making new stars. From they know how to do it from day one. I honestly, yeah, from literally day one, from guys like going all the way back almost 20 years to AJ Styles. The proof's in the pudding,
Yeah, he's kind of famous now.
I
think he made it.
He's doing all right.
Yeah, he's still working somewhere.
He's not bad. Not bad.
Next we're in Swingers Palace. Oh boy, what is the future of Swingers Palace? He's talking about the guys. He's all worried about the situation, about everyone going to Vegas and what's the future. So he asks Bravo to pen what does he say? John Deere letter?
Yeah. Yes.
I'm like, what the hell? Oh my God. A John Deere letter to Scott D'Amore. And so he's writing it all down. Hernandez is looking over everything going on here. And the Swingerellas are trying to, God bless them, those Swingerellas. They're down one, but they're still trying to, keep the game going. They're trying to help Johnny Swinger feel better to no avail, of course. He jumps and swipes all the chips off the table and screams, "Kayfabe Daddy!" or something. I don't know what the hell. Bob Carter's daughter. Yeah, that's, oh my God.
Dude, he dropped Paul Bosch's Houston Wrestling at the Coliseum. For those of you that don't know, that's where I grew up watching wrestling as a child for 15 years locally here.
Okay, is that what he said? Because he said something so fast. I was like, wait, what is that?
Paul Bosch was a legendary promoter here in the state of Texas that ran Houston Wrestling. He sold out to McMahon in 87, 88. But yeah, I mean, the Coliseum as a kid, I'd go and there'd be 10, 15,000 fucking people there for wrestling every Saturday. It's awesome.
So, yeah, and I couldn't remember. Thank you, Bell's Boy here. Yes, and he ended the letter signed J.J. Dillon. So we'll see if Scott D'Amore comes to the Impact Zone or to Swingers Palace. Jiminy's Christmas. Comes to Swingers Palace and they can work something out. What's up with the casino, because obviously Swinger's going to have some competition in Vegas. So
I'm a little bit worried about the future of the Palace. I know that they'll pivot to something great because we've had Wrestlers Court, we've had Wrestle House, we've had Swingers Palace. They'll find something, but if it doesn't work out in Vegas, at least we know the Swingman has something to fall back on.
And I want my pizzles back.
Well, and I was even thinking, I said this in a watch along, and not to be totally negative, but I was like, okay, so I don't know. So Swinger's been around for about 2 years now. I don't know how long he's under contract. I don't know what the deal is really with him, how long he's sticking around. And I was like, to me, this feels almost like, okay, they're getting rid of Swingers Palace. Is this a way to like write him out of the story? Is this him saying goodbye to Impact? I hope
not.
No, I hope not either. But I'm like, okay, this just felt like this is where you start with that.
To be fair, we have got Sticky Rice now, haven't we? I mean, Sticky Rice could take on that kind of role.
To me, that's another reason to keep Swinger. I think I said on Hit and Run with Trent, like the comedy stable that they've built now is very impressive. And if you like comedy, which all of us are Impact fans, so surely we do, man, keep Swinger around. He's still got a place. I hope you're wrong, J-Bone. But
he could be the Obi-Bone Kenobi to one Sticky Rice.
Obi-Bone Kenobi.
I hope you got that joke. All right.
I got something.
Never mind.
Wait,
may the bone be with you.
Yeah. That was too much. No, that sounds horrible. No, none of that.
At least we got rid of the girl drinking, as Kyle used to call it.
The thirsty girl. The thirsty girl. Oh. Yeah, she was Good Brothers are on vacation. I don't know what else to say about that. I mean, obviously, okay, so they're talking about how they beat everyone in Impact. There's no one else to beat. They even beat the Dark Order over on that other little show called AEW. So they name dropped there. So, someone's got to show up. It feels like this is a good time for
Mr. Penzer, I'm pretty sure you know there are a lot of cats on TNI for some unexplained reason.
Oreo is right on the other side of that door, losing her ever-loving mind because she can't be in here with her papa.
Is she in heat again?
No,
okay.
she's just been cuckoo because
when she was in heat, that was obnoxious.
Oh, I know. Yeah, no, she's not in heat. At least I hope she isn't. Don't jinx me, damn it.
Right.
If she's in heat, I'm coming and knocking on your door.
You mail her to me?
I am. I am gonna nail you a crazy ass cat called Oreo. What's up, David Penzer? Hope all's well with you, man. These tapings, and I can't wait to see the rest of them. That had to have been a blast.
Good Brothers.
Good Brothers. So what do you think is up with this? Do you think we're getting a new tag team, or
I don't know where they're going with this. I'm not really sure what's going on right now with Good Brothers. I don't know what to think of this segment. Their feuds haven't really been feuds because they've been so active on two programs at the same time.
Yeah.
I have such mixed opinions on the Good Brothers. Like, I'm not a Good Brothers fan, but I really appreciate what they bring to the product. I think they're great in the ring, but I'm not a fan on the mic. I don't know where they're going with this. But Bison maybe has more of a clue than me. No, he doesn't know where they're going with the Good Brothers. Because the Good Brothers, we all agree with that. So we're all just waiting. We're all just waiting for the Gorillas of Destiny to show up so we can get to Bound for Glory. Apparently, is what's happening with the Good Brothers. I think, but that would suck if those titles changed hands and left the company again so soon. I wouldn't want to see that. If we're way fantasy booking shit out here, but
that's it. Okay, so Critical Sting says Adam Cole has put him on the back burner in AEW.
Really
well, I mean, he is that shiny new toy. He's not the cool.
And he's Adam Cole, baby. Come on.
Yeah,
they ain't Adam Cole.
There ain't much more to say than that.
Yeah,
pretty fucking hype about that. All right.
Yeah.
Then we got Mickie James calling out Deonna Purrazzo and challenging her to Bound for Glory.
Yeah, Mickey's so over, isn't she? Like,
I don't know why. I'm kidding.
She looks fantastic too. My gosh.
She's so over with everybody, and I think it's amazing. As soon as that music hits, and the thing is, I think she's so happy to be there as well. Like, you could see it in her face. She's really happy, to be doing what she's doing. She comes out, and she is hardcore country. And Deonna, if you think about it in reality, Deonna sort of kind of has a point there. And what I was hoping that they were working towards there before Scott came out was that maybe we were going to get a couple of matches that we were going to see Mickie James in action leading up to Bound for Glory, where she was just going to kick a few people's asses, and then obviously earn her spot and say, well, there you go, and earn her spot. But then obviously Scott D'Amore comes out and makes the match anyway.
Right.
But
he's like, screw that mess. She
kind of did
where
like
she is
that
today because she's earned it. Yeah.
I kind of did like that, though. I was hoping she was going to wrestle and earn it and we'd get some matches.
I really was. I was hoping that. I was like, oh, it'd be great to get a couple of matches.
Yeah,
I mean,
like the thing that's so nice about having Mickie around is she brings a really elevated sense of star power to the show. Because as we know, like Impact they have big stars, but like compared to some of the other programs on television, not as many. And Mickie comes with she's just a big star.
Can I just add something there?
Yeah.
Impact doesn't have big stars until they come up for contract, and then everybody wants them to go to their favorite brand.
Yeah.
That's how it works. Everyone in Impact sucks until the minute their contract's up.
Oh, Josh! When Josh leaves, he's gonna get the world.
Yeah,
Oh, and that's not my opinion, by the way. I'm just saying that's the general opinion, right? Is that Impact doesn't have big stars. I mean, we have big stars in Impact.
We have. Of course, we've got big stars. That's why everybody wants them. You know, that's what I'm saying. That's why everybody wants them.
I guess my point is the name recognition that comes with Mickie James and the instant credibility of Mickie James is something that you can't build. You can't just have it. You have to earn it. And she's earned it over so long that just her being back in the building makes it feel even more
I agree. It's big.
It's special.
You just have to see her walking down the corridor and you're like, yes.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
it just changes the whole division, honestly.
Yeah, it does feel special because you know where her history started in TNA way back in the day. She went on to big things, you know, against the likes of Lita and Trish Stratus, and she went back and forth a couple times between TNA, Impact, and WWE. But now she's doing her own thing. She's kind of all over the place. She's helping her husband in NWA, and she's here doing some great stuff with our champ. And yeah, it's a lot of fun to see her where she's at in her career now, where she can just walk in the door and be a welcome fresh face still, and at this point in her career.
She's just such a big star. I love that she's on TV again here.
So yeah,
it's awesome.
So Scott D'Amore makes it happen. He says, "No, of course she doesn't have to wait because I'm Scott D'Amore, damn it," and makes the match 4 Bound for Glory. Mm-hmm. Then we got some shenanigans going on with Edwards, Callahan hunting down Morrissey. Now, I know I missed a section in here somewhere about them screwing up Moose, so I apologize. I don't know where the hell I missed that. Oh, before the Mack and Swann and versus. Okay. All right, so they took out Moose. Couple sections later, they're coming after Morrissey, and Scott D'Amore and the Seven Dwarfs break up the fight. And damn, you guys didn't pop for that one? I thought that was going to be good. All right.
I cracked a smile.
You smiled. All right.
I'm just tired, Jay.
No, it's okay. All right, we'll wrap this up soon. I swear to God we will. So street fight next week. Edwards, Morrissey, can't wait.
Hell yeah.
Then we hear about the Knockouts Knockdown Tag Tournament that's gonna take place at Knockouts Knockdown. So it's gonna be a one-night tournament. I'm trying to turn my page here so I can get to the main event. My God, all these notes. Main event time. Josh Alexander wanting to take out Ace Austin. And then we'll get to what happened at the end. Let's talk about the match first.
Oh, sorry.
Is this the main event we're talking about?
Yes.
Right, okay. We have missed one thing though, just before we get into the main event.
Okay.
We've missed the whole Eddie and Sammy going after W. Morrissey, haven't we?
No, I did. I quickly mentioned that.
Oh, we did. Okay, sorry. I was obviously asleep at that point. Sorry about that.
Street fight.
The triple threat announcement.
I'll pinch you.
Sorry.
We're getting through it again. Come on, we're almost there.
Go on. Go. So the main event was awesome.
Yes, Josh and Ace. These two guys are the fucking top of the company. Fucking killed it. Great match, as to be expected.
And again, though, even though Ace loses, he still looks really strong. Because you cannot fault that he gave Josh one hell of a match. Yeah, he gave Josh one hell of a match, but Josh is the man. He will be the next world champion.
It is 2 tough losses in a row for Ace, though. I agree. They both were strong losses, but
and still main event.
Yeah. But let's not let it happen too much. Ace is. We want to keep him where he's at. He's now finally at the top of the card where he deserves to be. Let's keep him there.
Yeah. I wouldn't count Ace Austin out yet. We talked about that cup earlier. I've got this feeling it's gonna come out of nowhere. Honestly, I really do. But yeah, tremendous match between between these two. Of course, Fulton's got to, pay dividends in there somewhere, but Josh comes out, gets the win, and we get an amazing comeback here to help even the odds after Josh Alexander's getting beaten down from Ace Austin and Fulton. Christian Cage comes down to help even the odds to no avail. And then all of a sudden we get some brand new music and a brand new Tron. And I'm like, I have no clue who this is. I'm squinting, looking at my TV, trying to read the Tron. I'm like, what the hell? And sure enough, the fallen frigging angel himself, Christopher Daniels, has returned to the Impact Zone.
And if you want to,
I popped for this.
If you want to talk about a guy that doesn't age, there's another one.
Oh, dude!
I mean, the dude's in his 50s, and he looks like he's in his 30s, like crazy. He just come out there, smashed out a few moves, looked pretty badass, and yeah. My only thing with it is I'm still not getting the correlation here between Daniels, Christian, and Josh. I'm not seeing why it was Daniels that sort of came out to help. That's the only thing. I don't understand that. So if anyone can help me understand why it was Daniels that came out. I'm not saying I'm not happy to see him. What I'm saying is I don't understand the correlation between Daniels, Christian, and Josh. So there you go. That's all I'm saying.
Well, that might not be the only one we see come back, because they just threw the best of Kazarian all over the Impact Plus app.
Yeah.
And so that had me thinking that he was going to be back sometime at the tapings, show up, do something, and do some, elite hunter, good brother hunting, So what is this? Bell's Boy says, breaking news, exclusive. Christopher Daniels will step inside Impact Ring for the first time in 7 years to face Madman Fulton next week on Impact.
Sweet.
Oh my God. See, now I thought when Oreo, shut up.
Yeah, Oreo's going absolutely
damn. When I saw that
like
his tag team. This is J-Bone. Come beat your cat. All right. We're trying to wrap this up.
Now we're on to cats.
You're not helping.
We're just devising ourselves. I was fucking meowing now.
So brain cells are just fucking gone at this point. I'm happy he's back. But no, I thought that when the tag team run on AEW was done, that he was done. So that felt like, okay, that was his retirement, that he was just done. He wasn't going anywhere. And God, she's going to open the door soon, too. No, damn it, Bell's Boy. I don't need any catnip. Fuck. Look, you guys excited for Christopher Daniels?
It's so funny. This is fucking horrible.
I think it's amazing to see Christopher Daniels.
This is horrible.
I tried. I really fucking tried.
It's like the worst episode we've had in a long time. We rule. Objectively terrible, says Critical State.
I'm telling you that I'm definitely Zach Bonifer. I'm definitely not getting my nips out for no cat. I'll tell you that.
If you get your nips out, I'll do the truffle shuffle. This is some after dark shit now, though.
In my ass.
Oh, Violet, I don't think we have Jimmy Jacobs anymore. He got deleted in the Great Purge like a few months ago.
Yeah, that was he was sadly voted out. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
That's how I feel too. All right, so but I will say this before we exit out of here. He does look better in shape than the last time I saw them when he was tagging with Kazarian. So I can't complain. I can't complain. I'm stoked. You know, a last run in the impact zone for Christopher Daniels. Maybe this is what he's doing, and then he's going to hang it up. I don't know. Now Meow Mix. Yeah, Meow Mix. It's the kitty choir.
Yeah, I could see that happening. Like, honestly, his last run in the ring in AEW, well, I'm sorry, not the last run, the first half of his last run, there were a lot of errors, and that's what set off the whole storyline with him doubting himself before they had that undefeated streak together. Meow. And
Meow.
yeah,
Meow.
I think this might be his final hurrah, which is awesome that he's going to do it in Impact if that's the case. It's awesome he's back no matter what, though.
Well, he's isn't he backstage talent relations for AEW? Is that right?
Yeah, he's like their head talent relations. He's like the JR of AEW, I think, when JR was.
Yeah, that's he's a day one guy in that company. So yeah, he's absolutely.
Yeah, it's all good. It's definitely late here, Whoopsie. Yeah, and it's not quite daybreak. It's not quite too.
Bison's got to clock into work. Whoopsie says, wrap it up. It is total nonstop meowing, which is a pussy-filled show.
Dear God,
we got to wrap this. We're so fucking deliriously off.
Let's. That sounds like a tremendous idea. I'm glad you brought that up.
You know what, J-Bone? We didn't even fucking talk about the Patreon at all. I have Patreon shout-outs to do. Fuck.
We did a little bit because we're gonna do cribs, aren't we? TNI Cribs.
Oh, that's right. Bison, I'll follow you on that.
I'm on that, man.
You know what? It's 20 seconds. I'm gonna play the video. So thank you, patrons. We just had another couple sign-ups. Thank you for being here and helping support the cause. We love you. Now, a few of the new names may not be on here. I'll have to make a new video in another week or so. But you'll be on that one. So much love. Thank you.
Pull my scarf.
All right, so yes, like I said, that's all of our lovely Patreons for this past month. Much love for your continued support. If you do so want to help support the cause, the damn it, where'd it go? The Patreon is this link right here. Right below us here, patreon.com/We Talk Impact.
Now, 4 available tiers, including a $1 holler. So even if you just want to kick a buck to the show and you don't care about benefits or being a patron, like in that kind of stuff, you can kick a buck to the show as a tip. So look into that. You know, $3 tier. Now you get a show in the $3 tier. Hit and Run is part of the $3 tier now. So for $3, you get extra shows. So
there you go.
Yeah, check it out.
There you go. And I just realized I didn't have a ticker on this whole show. That's all right.
Maybe we should do something called Dark Side of TNI. Maybe.
Right.
No, we already covered.
Dark, though.
We already covered that with Trent's marriage. All right.
That's true. That's true.
Oh man, the Canyon Dark Side was tonight.
Yes. Yeah. I have to get on track on Smash's podcast and start doing some reviews of that and catch up on those. Yeah.
If you could get that emergence review done first after the WoW Women of Wrestling season 2, that'd be fantastic. Thanks, Jay.
You're fired, Mark. You're
See you later.
Hold on, calm down, just breathe.
All right, let's get out of here. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in tonight. A little off the rails, just a little. And thanks again to Jade Chung, the lovely supporting wife of Josh Alexander, possibly the next Impact World Champion. We're going to put our heads together. Damn it, we're going to get you to Las Vegas so you can help support your hubby there at Bound for Glory. And by all means, hit her up. You know, she's got a bunch of links there. You check out her eBay store if you're into buying merch. I know a lot of people are, you sick people.
PWTs, her PWTs, we'll put that in the link.
PWTs, yeah. And she's got a great podcast that she's, well, she said it's on pause for now, but excuse me. She's got like just over 24 episodes in the can. It'll be coming back soon. So hey, by the time you catch up with them, you'll fall in love with the podcast, and then she'll be ready for more. So,
and I would bet that, you know, if you can't buy something from Jade, you can buy something from Josh Alexander himself, because that probably still helps the cause, right? So,
yeah, exactly.
Right, they're married. He's got a share too, right?
There you go.
Talking about pro wrestling tees, what about the Impact shop? The Total Nonstop Impact Pro Wrestling Tee shop.
Yes.
Got some great shirts on there now.
Yes. Loads of good stuff from TNI UK and the US team over on Pro Wrestling Tees. And if you want something a little different, you're like, oh man, I got a million t-shirts, I want something different. This is the link you go to for that. You got cups. You got, now it's fall. Watch out for the hoodies and long sleeve t-shirts coming, along with some more new merch heading into Bound for Glory. We're going to get that out there soon. So, bone danas, phone cases. If you're an iPhone case needer, wanter, haver, I don't know.
Needer.
You need a, never mind. They just added the iPhone 11 and 12s, I believe. I'm not an iPhone guy, but I know they just updated that. So I'm going to make sure I update the shop and get those in there as well if you're looking for a new phone case. So yeah, all sorts of stuff in there. Go check it out. All the links in the description. Go check out the Facebotch, the internet, the Instanet, the Twitter box, the Facebotch. What am I forgetting? Oh, the audio, all your audio over on SoundCloud and wherever you get your audio at. Throw some names out there, guys. Help me.
Spotify, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, iTunes, wherever you listen.
Pandora, yes. Did you say Spotify, all those.
It's all in there. We're all in there.
Mark, where can they find you?
They can find me at Mark World Order. That's MARKQ World Order on the Twitter box. But mostly you can find me on the Discord, and you can find me on the Patreon. Please check us out in Discord. We stream. We do watch-alongs. Halloween Kills. Come watch it with us when it comes out. I'll be watching that in the Treehouse Theater in a couple weeks. We watch Shine City this weekend. I think that Tracy's going to do that. Join the Discord. Not everything is in the Treehouse. A lot of stuff is for everybody. We do Impact rewatches. We do Truck Runs the Tuesday, Time Machine Tuesday, before we do the review, which you can join us in the Discord. There's always something going on in the Discord. You can find the link here in the description or on any of our socials. Love to see you there. Join us. That's where the real community has really kind of come together for TNI.
It really is. Yeah, if you're sick of the Twitter BS, jump into Discord. Seriously, it's good stuff. It's good because I've barely been on social media, and I find myself even more in the Discord lately, and I never thought I would. It's crazy, you know. So, Bison, where can I find you?
Well, you can find the Bison at Lord Bison 45 on Twitter box. I don't do a lot of stuff on any of socials. Some people have sort of managed to find me on the old Facebotch, which is fine. But if you want to talk to me about wrestling generally, there I do pop up on the Discord from time to time. But mainly there. And don't forget, I am the host of the TNI UK Impacted, which airs every single Wednesday, 6 p.m. UK, 12 noon Central, 1 p.m. Eastern. where we discuss kind of, this week in Impact, and then obviously we preview what we would have seen tonight, and other things as well. We talk about all different news items and all sorts of stuff on that with Simply Steve, and of course my brother from the Void, the Joker, which is great. And also I'm going to be dropping some interviews in the next couple of weeks. So we've got an interview coming out tomorrow with Alex Windsor. Make sure you check that one out. Again, it will be dropping at 6. It's generally a fairly good time for the UK. So 6 p.m. in the UK, that will be dropping on the YouTube channel. And again, like I say, 12 noon Central, 1 p.m. Eastern. Just throw that one back out there. But yeah, make sure you check that one out.
See you in the chat tomorrow for that. I'll be there. I'll be in your chat tomorrow, Bison.
Speaking of from the Void, oh my God, we got Bill.
Just Bill, tell them where they can find you.
They can find me not here. Find me in Queens, New York earlier tonight and tomorrow night as well. And back at the Farmers Market Saturday with Mack Cardona.
Oh, shit. This is the Mack Cardona Farmers Market show?
Saturday, yes. I'll see him tomorrow.
Who's he wrestling?
He is wrestling Merrick, Miami.
Oh, I don't know who that is. Is he good?
He was Leo Sweet previously.
That don't help.
Yeah, I don't know.
You got to know your indies.
I totally know him though. Totally, I know who that is. No, I don't really.
That would be some good U.S. indie knowledge.
Did you get to see Kyle tonight?
No. Kyle, I believe, was at. Even though he's somewhat in that area, I do not think he was. He was only at the show AEW on Wednesday. I don't think he was at this one.
Okay, cool.
He should be though. He should go to the show tomorrow, but it's sold out, I believe.
Bless him. Was he? How is he?
Who? Kyle?
Kyle, yeah. Did you see him Wednesday?
No. I didn't see him. Hell if I know.
I thought you did. I thought you might have seen him.
I texted with him a little bit this afternoon. He's working a lot right now. So,
he is. Yeah, he's doing really well. Isn't he? He's doing really well on that. It's hard to get any communication with my New York buddy.
Yes,
it is.
It is.
He did ask me about his seats. They never had a wrestling show at that building, so I could not tell him. But usually, even though if you're behind the stage, you can see the ring well. It's just you don't see the entrances, obviously, which I think that's a fine trade-off. It's all about seeing the action. I don't care about what's on some graphic display.
Yeah, that's all right. It's a little different. It almost says, "Oh yeah, well these sections are all behind the scenes."
Sometimes it's a nice perspective to see some stuff back there.
Meow.
Right meow. Stop that. Right meow.
Did he say? Did he say meow? Oh my God! They're trying like hell to get in here. All right, let's get out of here.
Before a zombie movie, but with cats and wrestling nerds.
It's total non-stop meow tonight, Bill. Total non-stop meow.
It is. It's ridiculous. All right, thanks everyone for joining. Thanks, Bill, for popping in. Last minute, God damn, they're almost in here.
This is sick. This whole place is going to hell in a handbasket.
All right, we gotta go. Love you. Bye.
This is horrible.